All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. Hope everybody had a great trading day today. Let me get this tweeted out so everybody can get joined in here. 1 second. Do, 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 do. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Here we go. Just making sure everything's loading up okay here. Do, 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 do. All right, everything coming through okay? Good? Good, good, good. All right, so good. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. Today, we are going to continue our discussion on day trading pre-market data. And today, the topic is going to be Trendline. So let's see how that plays into our pre-market information and into the rest of the day. Before we do that, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good. Well, let's take a look and see what's going on in the market, and then we'll go over the topic, and then we'll take questions and chart requests. So let's see where we left off today. So here we go. So here's the SPX on the monthly chart. So we finished up 28 points on the day today, which is seems like a pretty decent number, except with volatility, right? That's like 2 points, right? So we look for 100 points, and in fact, we were up about over 100 points at one point today, and that got us really close to the 50 monthly moving average here. So that's that bear market line in the sand, and they're trying, right? They're trying to pass some stimulus bills and things like that. And it's tough, right? Because we have a big cloud over the market, which is this whole Corona thing. And once we get past that, right, then we should start to see, some more strength. Today did get some strength, though. We had a Morningstar reversal, which we'll take a look at a little bit, which got some follow through here. But that's really kind of the big thing, right? We looked at the monthly chart. We had a shooting star off the upper Bollinger Band, and then we pushed to all-time highs, and then we came down off it, right? Our trend lines gave us a clue. It really actually keyed us into to the move down, and of course the that dark cloud of the Corona really kind of started. Back here in February at the end of January. So pretty interesting stuff. So we're still below here. Again, we have to see if we stay below this. I mean, honestly, I could probably see us below this for a while, as long as the cases continue to increase. Once they really start to decrease, and there's lots of stories of recoveries and things like that, I think this market can kind of come together. Of course, a lot of these companies are going to be out of shape, even after bailouts. Because I mean it's just brutal on the on companies when they can't do business, right? So that's kind of one of the big deals that we're seeing. So let's take a look, see how the weekly chart's going right here. So again, still okay on the weekly, right? We've closed above those the December 2018 lows so far. We have 2 trading days left, so let's see if they can do it. Big deal coming out tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. We do have the job numbers coming out. So job numbers coming out tomorrow morning. That's kind of a big deal that's going on in the morning. So we'll see how that goes, because really the numbers are pretty atrocious right now. So if just to put it in perspective, the expected number for tomorrow was supposed to be 281,000. Originally, the last one was 281,000 jobless claims, right? So they've been in the 100,000 area and all that stuff. Tomorrow's median number, right? The expected number tomorrow, right? The median number is 2.5 million on the jobless claims, and so whatever number comes out there is going to be a big deal, right? So if it comes in higher, like 5 million or something like that, or 10 million, or something crazy, right? We're going to be below that 50 moving average probably for a little bit, more than likely. I can't imagine they would buy a bad number. So we got that going on, and that could definitely mute out any stimulus bill, and that might be why they're delaying the stimulus bill, right? Waiting for those job numbers to come out and then try to prop it up a little bit. That we'll see how what goes there. So we may see a flush on the job numbers, and then they come out and be like, oh, we got our stimulus package finally. Everybody agreed, bipartisan deal, and then maybe they try to buy it up there. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So anyway, right now we're still holding this weekly chart right here. So daily chart, guys, this is great, right? So last week, we did a whole discussion on bullish reversal patterns. And we got that. We got just that, right? We had our Morningstar reversal yesterday. Finished this 3-bar pattern, right? Remember a bearish candle right here. Real body closes below this real body. And then here, this real body closes above 50% of this range. In fact, it closed way above 50% of the range. So that was good. And we got some nice follow through today, which was good. So we got a 100-point follow through today. I mean, you really can't complain about 100 points, right? But they did pull back significantly, only to keep us up 28. right? So that's what we're looking at there. We'll take a look at the futures in a little bit here. Again, kind of Elliott wave idea, right? So this first move down, that first leg down could have been your wave 1. This is your pullback wave 2. We could be like kind of a wave 3 right here. So we're just kind of seeing and playing out to see how wave 4 goes. Now, if the job numbers are bad, we may see like an ABC pullback right here to get up, and then maybe get up to a wave 4 up here. I'm not saying it's going to be this big, but it could, right? A lot of folks are expecting a rally, but that's the key number right there, that 28.55, 84. Stand below that to kind of keep the rule of wave 4 not intersecting wave 1 in place, right? So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that plays out. Anyway, here's the price action here today. So SPX, right? We had a 15 orb. We actually caught a nice rally at the open, so a lot of strength into the open. So the group did well today. We got a nice move on SPY this morning, and then they faded it really quickly, right? So that was kind of scary, right? It's like, okay, hey, everything's strong. Oh no, everything's really weak. And then we had this inside 15 right here, which kind of started this move up. This was really the key one right here. That just launched things. We chopped for a while, right? And one of the things we're saying now is the longer the chop, the bigger the pop, especially with high volatility, right? So if you get really bored intraday, if you're kind of watching these things like tick along and you're like, oh my goodness, this thing's not moving, that is about the point where you want to be like, okay, this thing's ready to move, right? And look for the setups that get you there. So anyway, this got us up here today. We hung out above the 15 orb for most of the day, and then Apple came out with some bad iPhone news, like saying they're not going to meet their, the deliveries that they had. So that kind of weighed heavy on the market right there, and we actually caught a little bit of this flush down at the end of the day too. So that was nice. These are the levels that we provide to our members before each market opens. So let's take a look and see how we were here for the 25th. Okay, so you can see how important these levels are, right? So we came back down, we hung out at the daily pivot level, and worked our way up, consolidated here at the short-term volumetric high, and then worked our way up here past these prior levels here, and then came back down to retest these. So good stuff. All right, so for this evening, we are going to be talking about day trading pre-market data, and today we're going to talk about trend lines. So let's take a look at that. So let's go to the SPY, and we talked about gaps, and we talked about key levels. We talked about the high and lows. So trend lines play an important role too in the with our pre-market data, right? So let's just take a look right here, so you can kind of see how important it is. It gives you a good perspective into the open. So that move down that we had a nice move up today. Like I said, we caught a good one here, right? But when we put a trend line on this, right, using our trend line methods, right? So we go, high to low, and then we just go to the next intersecting lines right here. So we followed a trend up this morning. So we pulled back, right? And then we bounced off the trend line, right? So that gave us a nice clue into the active open market data, right? And then we got a nice move up, and look what happened. See that key level right there? Did we find a little resistance there? You bet we did. Now, whether it was a good tick or a bad tick, that was still a good level. If not, we still had these pre-market levels too as a key level as well, and then the scene of the breakdown here too. So, but either way, you can see how those play out there. So you get a nice short right there, and then you can use the trend lines to look for our traditional setups on those, right? So you have your trend line right here, right? We break down below it, and then we confirm below it with increasing volume, and then you get a nice move down here from 242, ended up taking us down to 239, right before reversing there. And guess where that reversal was? Right near these key pre-market levels. See that pivot right there? Nice area of a bounce, right? So you see how important it is using these pre-market levels. It's good stuff. Let's take a look. A couple other ones too. There was, I believe, Tesla. Just some more examples. Let's see. So Tesla did a pretty good job too with these trend lines here. You can see I already drew this in here. You can see here as we're coming up these trend lines here, which to give a nice move down on Tesla. Boeing is another one too. If we go back on Boeing, we can actually look at it the reverse way. So if we go here, we can see obviously today, I don't want to keep showing the exact same example. We confirm below, push below, give a nice move down on that. And then once we got back above it, continue to move once we got above our trend line. And if we go back a little bit farther, right, we can see this breakdown right here too. Seeing a nice move up on Boeing. So you can see it works both ways, and those trend lines can be very valuable for looking for setups intraday. And so good stuff. Hopefully you guys found that helpful. At this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can, try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have an awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff. So we got Shirley sent one in. She sent a few in here by email. So, I'm typing in Shirley up here. So she sent a few in by email. So she sent in Win. So let's go to the daily chart and see how those look. Okay, so yeah, so Win, look at this. So Win was winning for the first time in a long time. So this has been one of our usual suspects, right, in the short area right here. So we had a nice inside day down here, which kind of started to bring us down, and then we got over the trend line. So let's see how it's looking. So we got this, we got this, we got this. So yeah, so today was a nice day. We confirmed over this level right here. Not quite increasing volume and a little bit of an upper shadow, but if we push above today's highs, we may get a little pop on this one. We certainly have some closing gaps to fill on this one, on a big open gap above. So let's see if we can get there up to its 50-day moving average. C. Okay, so Citigroup. Let's see how that's looking. So let's see. Here's our trend line. Okay. Yeah, so nice. I mean, we did confirm above it today, but it's kind of a spinning top right here. I do like the volume on it. Let's see if it turns into a doji sandwich and can work its way off of that. CCL, another one of the usual suspects on the bearish list. Now, these are going to be tough, guys. This one right here, if you just kind of extend this trend line out, you can see we're not even quite above it yet. Right? It looks like we tagged it. Let me fix this a little bit. There we go. So it looks like we tagged it. So today's kind of the first day. Good volume today. At this point, I still want to see confirmation above it, try to work its way up. Earnings coming up, too. I can't imagine that's going to go very well. But we'll see. You never know. I didn't think Nike was going to do well, and it ended up going, too. But that's why we don't play into those binary events. XOM, oil sector. Yeah, so ExxonMobil. Again, this is still down below this downward trend line right here, so just be careful with that one. And Uber. Uber's been getting clobbered a lot recently, right? But it did have a nice move here. It had its Morningstar reversal here before the rest of the market. Gave a little bit of follow through on that one the next day, and then ended up pulling back, but holding on to the ADMA with a hammer and got a nice move up after that, really. And now we might see another doji sandwich going on Uber too, so keep an eye out for that one. And then Starbucks. Very similar, right? So this has just been one of those stocks that's been struggling, right? So with the it's tough with the retail stuff overseas. They said they working in China and all that stuff now, but anyway, we here's the key level we need to get above. We basically closed right at it. I would rather have seen like a nice green candle with some more volume on it to try to go from there, but we'll see if it can get some follow through on that. So good stuff. Anyway, great chart, Shirley. I really appreciate it. Bagesh, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Good evening. Michael, what's happening? Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. Merritt, yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for making it. Ernesto, what's going on? Yeah, I know. Let's take a look. Every time I say I know, I just want to say I know. Right? I know. Innovia Pharmaceuticals. So, wow. So, the longer the chop, right? The bigger the pop. So, a lot of recent increased volatility, right? Had some earnings. It's kind of chopping right here. Really, really kind of putting in like a bit of a triangle right here. So, getting tight, had a double inside day the last couple days, and basically closed right within that range or right at that range. So let's see if it breaks to the downside or breaks to the upside. Let's see if we can get like a breakout candle out of this, and maybe we can move a little bit. So a lot of these, get those got the Corona pop, as a kind of a go-to one on these, and so we'll see if it actually has any actual strength on this one going forward. Good stuff. So that being said, let's move on to the next one. Okay, Paul, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in, man. Good to see you. Michael, yeah, 2 million. That's right. Yeah, so 2 million is the number to look for. Thanks for putting that up there. It's that's what we're looking for tomorrow. There's somewhere like 2.5 million or something like that. So we'll see. I mean, somebody told me today that like they know there's like 1 million in California alone, and I know at least 500,000 in New York City alone. So I think it's going to be a pretty rough number. So let's see if they do just that. Let's see if they the bad number comes out, and then shortly after that they come up with a great deal, a great stimulus package. So you know how they play the game. So we'll keep an eye on it. Bonner Picasso, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in, man. Good to see you. Michael Phillips, so short dry. So illiquid, refusing to pay employees legal paid time off and sick pay. Oh no, that's horrible. Welcome to the restaurant business. So yeah, this is gonna be a rough one right here. So big upper shadow today again, like we see here. Been down in this trend line right here. We did confirm above it today, but again, that big upper shadow makes it a little bit rough. So yeah, this is gonna be a tough one going forward. They had some earnings there. But it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. So yeah, that's nasty. That's horrible. It's tough in the restaurant business, I tell you. Heather, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Apple, yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for making it. So Apple, guys, Morningstar reversal, right? So we had that set up today, and we actually got a nice gap up and a little bit of push here. This was the trend line that we've been tracking, right? That was kind of really what we wanted to see, is like a nice push over here and then a confirmation above it to try to work its way up. It did put an upper shadow today, and finished on pretty close to the lows, back under the 200-day moving average, which stinks. But again, that has to do with their iPhone numbers iPhone news that they came out with toward the close today. So makes it a little rough there. So let's see how that goes. Who knows? Might get a couple downgrades tomorrow because of that. So just kind of keep an eye on it there. And of course, it's on our go-to list, so it's always in play. Jorge, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, good evening. Good to see you. Thanks for making it again. Michael Phillips, yeah, 10 bar congestion. So we'll see. Sumit, what's going on? Good evening. Thanks for making it. Paul, short the semis. That's a great question. Don't forget we had MU earnings tonight. Let's take a look at that too after we're done just chatting about these here. So AMD, we had this double confirmation, a nice confirmation above it with some good volume. A little bit of an upper shadow at the cloud. It got a little bit of a move and then kind of came back down too. So that's pretty bearish right there. Nvidia. Same thing, right? Upper shadow below the 200-day moving average. Nice gap up from the other day, but it's it had an upgrade and all that stuff, and then it's kind of came back down here. So we'll see how that goes. ZEK, thanks for making it. Yeah, XOP, just talking about the oil sector there with XOM. But let's see how it's going here. So again, oil's been pretty rough, right? So we've got this going on right here. A little bit of a poke above the trend line right here. Let's see if we can confirm above that with some volume to try to work its way back up again. And Michael, yeah, MFA. Oh, did I do that yesterday too? MFA, great job on this one, man. This is you called this one last night. 32 cents at the lows. So we got a nice pop off of that one to get up to a $1.50, a 5x trade on that one. So pretty impressive inside day. Huge volume today. So great job on putting that on the radar, man. That was great. Jorge, so yeah, doing good. Thoughts on unemployment day tomorrow? Current estimates are ranging from 3 to 4 million. Yeah, several sources saying, yeah, Jorge, you just read exactly. So that's exactly it. So those are my thoughts. So my thoughts on it are they'll probably be bad. Right? Everybody's expecting it to be bad. So, but if it comes up even worse than what people are expecting, I think it could go down. And I think after that, that's where everybody agrees on the trade agreement. They try to prop it up a little bit. But again, being below this 50 moving average on the monthly chart is going to need, everybody getting better. And that's what we have to pray for here for the world. So anyway, amazing stuff. Yeah. Michael, unbelievable. Exactly. Michael, yeah. So Boeing. And T-Dog, ouch. Let's take a look at Boeing real quick. So Boeing, amazing move, guys. If you think about it, can you believe that Boeing almost doubled in value over the last 5 days? Right? It hit a low of 89, right? And today it hit a high of almost 180. That's incredible, right? So big moves on this one. You can see the volume was really coming in down here, right? And then it's tough. This is more of not necessarily technical setup, but it's an interpretation of the news. Right, and so you could tell it's getting hot. On intraday, I believe this is the day Goldman Sachs is upgrading yesterday. Bear was was downgrading it. But there's the battle there on that. I mean, you could tell just stuff was going on. And then I believe today they secured that $60 billion loan from us. And so let's see how that goes. I'm not so sure I really like that. Given bailing out Boeing, who's still hasn't figured out their 737 MAX issues. Not that anybody wants to fly in one of those anyway. So yeah. So that's Boeing. So yeah. So anyway, so we have a spinning top today, so we may see some more upside on tomorrow. It's definitely in play, but golly, it's expensive, and the spreads are a lot on the options too. So pretty crazy that the options now the options at $80 or $90 or $100 are more expensive than they were at the money when it was $400, right? It just all has to do with that implied volatility. So it's really, really risky stuff. But if you catch a good move on it, it can really move. So that's good. T-Dog, let's take a look. What happened with T-Dog? Yeah, oof. Just oof. These stocks, right? These the Guilds, the Modernas, the INOs, the T-Docs, right? These things are just a mess, right? I mean, right now we're basically in this this megaphone pattern right here. So it's we're kind of just in this, right? So it's we're kind of in the middle of the range right now. It's just tough to really find a setup in this kind of gobbledygook, right? Makes it really challenging. But yeah, nasty day today. Reed, what's going on? Hey, so how are you activating and extending your trend lines? Yeah, all good. Yeah, so at the bottom right-hand corner here, you probably see this little hand symbol, right? You might even see an arrow symbol or something, kind of whatever you have defaulted there. Usually the hand symbol. So you click on that, and then there's a bunch of options. I know you can't see my pop-up up here because of my broadcaster, but it's right below the hand symbol, okay? On the left-hand side in the left column. And all you do, it says, when you hover over these things, it tells you what they are, right? It says here, Trendline. So just click on Trendline, and then you just left click, and then you can just drag it anywhere you want to. It gives you a lot of cool data too. It tells you the slope, right? You can see here we're at negative 1.17 degrees. Here we're up 25 degrees, right? It tells you how high up you are, right? 43 points, down 16 points, or what percent you're up, right? It also shows you how many days and how many bars you are too. It's a really great tool to use. But anyway, yeah, just click on it, extend it, and there you go. And that's your trend line. You can I hit Control Z to delete it. You can even you can just right click on it. You can click activate it if you want to mess with it again. You can right click on it. You can hit remove. One of the things you can just kind of hold over it right here. if you had a different tool, like the hand tool right here, you just kind of click on it, delete it, stuff like that. You can click on it right here and kind of mess with it, right, that type of stuff. So yeah, so bottom right hand corner of your Thinkorswim. Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks, man. Great job today, bud. Michael, yeah, let's take a look at work. Let's see, work. Yeah, so tough here, right? But this was good. It gave a nice move, right? It gave one of our setup moves that we would talk about here, right? So downward trend line, right? We confirmed above it, good volume, right? And then we popped up nicely, and then it's just a spinning top right here. It filled its closing gap, couple upper shadows. So kind of choppy right now. Upper shadows a little bit bearish, right? Possible little tweezers, a little bit extended right there, but the upper shadows right there is kind of what concerns us, right? And that was a another prior level too. So we'll see if it comes back down. It's right at the cloud. We'll see if we can hold that. Kind of interesting stuff. Dustin, hey, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let's take a look. LH. LabCorp finally making a little bit of a move. Nice little tick here over the downward trend line. Let's see if we can confirm above this, right? Let's see if we can confirm above that with some good volume, and then maybe this thing can start working its way up. I mean, it should, right? I mean, they're doing like all the tests, and supposedly we're doing more tests than everybody in the world combined, right? So that should be bullish for it, right? CMG. CMG is such a challenging one. Guys, this one has respected these fib fan lines like forever. I love this, right? So we drew these, I don't know, a year ago or so, from here, from this peak to this peak, and it has just loved these fib fan lines. Amazing, right? So every time it pulled back to the fib fan line, it bounced, right? This time it kind of pulled back to a trend line here, but pulled back to the fib fan line, bounced, fib fan line, bounced, fib fan line, bounced. The bounce, and then it came down to the next fib fan line, and then it bounced all the way up to this fib fan line, and then it came back down again, right? And look at this, look where it pretty much bounced at right here, right at the bottom fib fan line. Really incredible stuff with the CMG. But here it is, right at this fib fan line here. So to say that you respect it, is something to look at right here. So it came back up here, and guess what? It bounced down off of it, right? But and did yesterday too. So they tried to push it up again today. Crazy range today, right? So 94-point range today on CMG. So burritos all over the place. But we'll see how it goes. It closed right back in the real body range of the prior day. So but a big upper shadow. So and holding the ADMA, which is curling up there. 1 second, guys. All right. Yeah, so nice move on that one. Good. Hey, Krishna, what's going on? TLT? Yeah, good old TLT. Let's take a look at the bonds. Wow, this almost looks like Guild and like those stuff, right? T-Doc and all that stuff. These things have just been wild. It did have an epic run up, right? Hit that 179, just kind of came down off of it pretty fast. Then we had this inside day up. Kind of inside day just kind of chopping right here. So we got some fib fan lines on this one too, but nothing too compelling yet. I'd like to see it close above over all these guys. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like all these upper shadows right here. So it's definitely some selling pressure in this area. But if we can close above this bullishly, right, we might kind of come back and try to retest a couple of these levels here. So something to keep an eye on that. Good, Michael. Yeah, take a look at Zoom. How's old Zoom doing? Did it hold its ADMA today? It tried to. So inside day, it tried to push off of it a little bit. It's tricky here. Right, this is one of those ones that just doesn't make sense, right? It's like, hey, this thing's supposed to be bullish, right? Kind of big level is this pivot right here as we pushed above it, right? Got a big day this day. That's where everybody starts to get interested. It's like, hey, this thing's getting bullish. And, then of course they take out the weak hands, right? Inside day here. May come back and retest this level, right? Which is right at the ADMA. So might do that. And then let's see how it handles the inside day high and low here right here. So again, it's below this trend line right now. So it's a little bit weak there. I mean, the same thing happened. I don't know if you guys are going to ask about it, but the same thing happened pretty much with Netflix, because Netflix was kind of a good one too, right? And so, it had a pretty good run up. It's kind of like one of those ones. It's like, oh yeah, everybody's gonna be at home watching movies and all that stuff. Well, it's like, okay, well, should it keep going? Nope, just kind of took out the weekends and then pushed them down again today. So Netflix is a little bit of a tough one. It did get, try to get a little move out of that downward trend line there. Good, yeah. So and Lulu, Jorge. Yeah, Lulu's got earnings coming up. Upper shadow here at the 200-day moving average. We've got earnings tomorrow after the close. So we'll see how that goes and off of this upper shadow here. But it did give a nice move. This is one of the first ones to kind of start moving bullishly intraday, when everything else was still struggling a little bit. But they ended up finishing it with some upper shadows, made it a little bit difficult. So Bagash, yeah, Oxy, great dividend yield. Yeah, great dividend yield, but they're running out of money, right? They're paying. Didn't every employee take a salary cut and all that stuff? It's like, good grief. But anyway, big congestion right here. So eventually this thing's going to give us a breakout candle, I would imagine. But I think that today they said they settled their Carl Icahn dispute or whatever. And so it's kind of drifting up a little bit after hours. So let's see if it gets any more action tomorrow. Obviously, it's out of play with as the rest of the market's been kind of crazy. So, but a pretty nasty move down here. This was a great short for us on the way down. Good. Tracy, hey, good evening. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so Square, let's take a look. Square did good today, right? Nice gap and go, a little opportunity there at the open, right? Gave that move through the pre-market levels that we like, right? So, Trendline kind of working its way up here too. What else? Do we have any gaps? Nope, just those key levels right there. Other key levels, held the lows of the pre-market, some levels right here. So just kind of go over what we were talking about today or this week. But yeah, gave a nice move up at the open and then pulled back a little bit here. And so what we're seeing now is a big upper shadow on the daily after that pullback. Big volume today. But that upper shadow makes it really tough, right? Because you got to get really back above that to confirm, because that's your first breakout candle right there. And then we don't know when it's going to happen. But ideally, once it does that, then we can try to at least get to the 200, the 50, and then maybe up to the cloud there. That should be good. And then Beyond. Let's take a look at Beyond. All right, so Beyond, let's extend this trend line down. So let's just put it there. That's good. Like this, okay. So yeah, so first breakout of the trend line yesterday, and then today got some nice follow through on that one, but kind of a weak confirmation. This level, it's in this old congestion zone, right? These levels right here, if you look at it, look at that. It congested here for so long. It actually went even farther back. Such a long congestion that it finally had that epic breakout candle right here, and then just had a huge move up on Beyond, and then it has pulled back since then. So it's back in that zone. So let's even kind of hang out here for a while, and then maybe it'll eventually give us another breakout candle and be like, hey, we're good to go. Something like that. So that's good. Yeah, and LK. Yeah, I know we had some members that did well on this one today. So nice move up and then a pullback. But yeah, some of the Chinese names were working pretty good today. Pinduoduo was good. JD was good for a little bit. LK had a nice move. Let's take a look and see how it did today. Yeah, so that was kind of your big up mover there inside 15 up here. Right, gave it a huge move here. Look where it found resistance right at those pre-market highs. Right, came back down. Right, here's your pre-market lows. Look how those kind of served as like major levels. Right, so some pretty cool stuff. And then that's basically where we're at right now. So I mean, we're basically breaking out of this trend line here, right. So that was your first break right there. Would have nice to have been closed bullishly above that level. And we've got earnings tomorrow morning. Whoa, that'll be a good one. So let's add that to the list. Thank you for bringing that one up. We thought there were earnings back on the 13th and forgot that they postponed them until later because of the Chinese New Year and something else that's going on over there. Oh yeah, Corona. so let's see. I can't imagine they're going to be good. But again, it's still a binary event. But that will definitely be one to keep an eye on for tomorrow. Good. Yeah, thanks for bringing that one up. I wish I'd seen it. I would have, honestly, that would have been one to kind of do a fun, like, put lotto on it, just because it's like, how could they possibly be doing well? But maybe they'll come out and say, oh, no, we did great, during Corona when we've got millions of people in quarantine. We're great. So I don't know. We'll see what they say. We'll see what comes up from there. So anyway, pretty interesting stuff. So good. Yeah, great charts. Let me explain what's going on. Yeah, let's take a look at Yield. Same thing with the rest of them, right? So this is one of the Corona plays, and again, here's that megaphone type formation that we've been seeing on this thing. We're kind of working on the lower end of the megaphone, so this thing might actually work its way down there a little bit. It's just been getting crushed in here and then chopped. It's just really, really tough. I mean, even I looked at it intraday today too, and I was like, I wonder how Guild how's the Guild doing? I mean, just a tough one to trade overall. So it's just a mess right now, as you can see. So. It's holding this 50-day moving average, so it's got that going for it. So, good stuff. Thanks for the chart. Jorge had the burrito. Exactly. Merit, GE. Let's take a look. Yeah, so GE, nice little pop out of the downward trend line today, so that's good for it. Now let's see if we can confirm above it. And if we do that with some good volume, maybe GE will work its way up. It's got some gaps above that it might like to fill. Dustin, thanks for the help. Yeah, my pleasure. Good, awesome, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you being here. Krishna, yeah, my pleasure. Snake, what's going on? Snake. Let's take a look. So Din. Yeah, Din with a Dine equity. Very interesting here. So I really like that. Look at that. Triple inside day. Yesterday was the day to get long on this thing if you saw it. Right? Look at that increased volume right there. Decent close above that triple inside day. And then, got some nice follow through the day. Today, some good volume, of course, but a big upper shadow now. So at this point, we just want to see how it handles those levels. But that was a nice follow through from yesterday on Din. Cherry, what's going on? AVGO. Oh yeah, I know you mentioned that earlier today. Let's see how that ended up doing. Yeah, I mean, had a big move up at the open, right, and then it came down just like with Apple, right? So let's see how that ended up doing that. Just a nasty down move with Apple right now. So doesn't mean it's necessarily shortable. I mean, a couple things that it did have, right? It's holding the 80 MA right now. It's got a big upper shadow to contend with right now. So it might, if it wants to try to get bullish, it might, watch for three inside, the three inside pattern, right? And see if that works. So, but tough upper shadow right there today. So yeah, good stuff. Bagesh, yeah, my pleasure. Let me explain. Yeah, awesome, good. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Let me explain. Sumit, what's going on? Yeah, let's take a look at DHR. DHR, woo, outside day today, so it's actually kind of forming like a megaphone right here, but it's contained within a huge mother bar right here. Look at that nasty candle. So anyway, inside day, outside day, dividend coming up. So this can be a little bit tricky here. I mean, it's a tough one to trade anyway. Sometimes it gets action there pre-market, but kind of one of those ones that let's see if we can get over these levels and close above these levels, and then maybe we can get to the top of that big mother bar on that one. What else? HI. Hillenbrand. Tough right there. A little bit poke above a trend line right here. I mean, it's got so much like macro downlines right here, but starting to curl up here over the 80 MA. Let's see if we can close above this one bullishly, right? So I like that little breakout right there. If we get some good volume on it, we might be able to get up to that next moving average. And TFX. TFX, wow, yeah, pretty nice here today too. Not quite a Morningstar reversal from the other area right there, but good move out here and nice confirmation today. That's a pretty nice one right there. I like that. Good find, Sumit. Merritt, yeah, my pleasure. And then yeah, Merritt, let's take a look at SPY. Yep, SPY very, very similar to the SPX that we looked at earlier, right? So breakout candle right there, upper shadow here today. Big move off the Morningstar reversal, but pull back in a little bit. So we're really gonna have to see how that goes into tomorrow. And then before we do that, let's take a look at the ES. I'm not sure if I pulled that up earlier, but let's take a look at the futures and see how they're doing right now. Right now we're down 23 points, so I've also had like a little bit of an epic ride right here. We're not down 100, so that's good. But we've been chopping around a little bit here. So obviously here's today's price action. We flushed into the close, right? This move right here, flushed into the close. Real triple inside 15 tonight at the open. We traded this at the open here. Got a little bit of a move off of the entry move, and then triple inside 15 down, then inside 15 up, then inside 15 down. I mean, so and still within that kind of 15 orb range of today's open. So my guess is that we'll see some moves tonight. But I think it's all going to be waiting on those jobs numbers tomorrow. So definitely one to keep an eye on. So Reed, yeah, let's take a look. So you've got gold, yeah, good one right there. Let's see how gold's doing. Amazing spike on gold recently, guys. So it's tough to play gold, right? It's tough to swing it because it gaps around all the time. But generally, we closed above the trend right here. We got a nice gap off of that, kind of pulled back a little bit there. It might come back and retest the 50-day moving average of the cloud. Silver is still looking pretty good, guys. I really like how it moved off of the $10 lows right there. That's kind of one of those ones where it's just like, really, silver? I'll just keep averaging down. I mean, the 2008 lows were lows. This is one of those ones where it's just like, okay, just like hold it and wait. That type of thing. So, but nice move off of that one. It's still got some work to do to get over this trend line here too. It gaps around a lot too, like gold. Michael, yeah, yeah, nice candle yesterday. Real nice candle yesterday. So just couldn't confirm above it today, but that was a nice breakout candle. Nice Morningstar reversal yesterday. Not quite a Morningstar because this one didn't close. The real body didn't close below, but still a nice candle. And MU. Yeah, so MU with earnings tonight. So Paul, let's see how this affects the semis. Had a bit of a move up right here, right? They're claiming they beat on earnings, so that's good. So they have that move up there, just kind of triangulating into the close. So I think this is going to be didn't really have an epic move on it, so we just have to see how that applies to the rest of the semis tomorrow. And then Sumit, yeah, Microsoft and Medtronic. Let's take a look. Yeah, so Microsoft, nice little pop today. Again, like everything else, but ended up closing back under its 200-day moving average. So may come back into that congestion box right there for a little bit. We'll see how it goes, but it's holding up okay. MDT. Medtronic coming up, got dividend coming up too. Let's see how this goes here, there, to there. So it's kind of like really your first really kind of breakout move, right, type thing. So let's see if we can get above it. You got dividend coming up tomorrow. tomorrow. So let's see how that affects it. Right, it might pull back a little bit, but I think once it can close above this level, right, with some good volume, we might be able to work our way up to this kind of more macro trend line here. So good. All right, guys, good stuff. Awesome. Thanks for all the chart requests tonight and the questions. I really appreciate it. Really enjoy everybody's support. So if you're new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube. And also, if you can, guys, also hit the like button there on YouTube too. We always appreciate that. And also, if you're new, definitely check out our links in the description. Right, it takes us to our Twitter page and our website too. So lots of good information there as well. So I hope everybody has an awesome evening. Stay healthy, everybody. And have a wonderful night. And remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.